Welcome to African Revolutionary Lens. Today's episode focuses on political drama and game-changing statement from Captain Ibrahim Traoré, a message that is resonating across borders and shaking up global conversations. A frozen battlefield. A war that has devoured millions of lives. And in a distant land, far from the ruins of Donetsk, far from the cries of Kiev, three men sit at the edge of history. One is Donald Trump, the U.S. president who believes only in deals. The second, Vladimir Putin, a leader who has demanded control and land for 2 decades. The third, Volodymyr Zelenskiy, standing alone for a nation that refuses to bow. The question is simple. Will peace come through compromise? Or will compromise bury peace forever? The summit did not happen in Kiev. It did not happen in Moscow. It happened thousands of miles away in the cold expanse of Alaska, a place chosen not for peace but for power. On one side of the table sat Vladimir Putin, the man whose armies had rolled across Ukrainian soil since 2022, leaving destruction in their path. His demands were clear: more land, more control, more recognition of Russia's might. For him, Donetsk was not just territory. It was a prize, the industrial heart of Ukraine, a fortress city, and a symbol of his grip over the region. On the other side sat Donald Trump, the American president who had built his name not on diplomacy but on deals. To him, wars were negotiations, conflicts were contracts, and peace was something you could sign on paper if the right bargain was struck. He leaned across the table, listening to Putin with the gaze of a man who measured strength not in morality but in leverage. And waiting for the message far away was Volodymyr Zelenskiy, the comedian-turned-wartime president, the man who had stood before parliaments and begged for weapons, the man who refused to leave Kiev even when bombs rained on its streets. For him, every negotiation was not just about maps or borders. It was about the lives of his people. The proposal carried across the icy air of Alaska was blunt. Putin was ready to freeze the war, to stop his relentless advance, but only if Ukraine surrendered Donetsk entirely. A fifth of Ukraine was already under Russian occupation. Nearly 3/4 of Donetsk was already in Moscow's grip. And yet Putin wanted the rest. Trump repeated the offer to Zelensky, as if it were a reasonable path forward. "See Donetsk," the message